Okay, hello everyone. Today I would like to present my classroom management project 2. But before we start, I will introduce myself. My name is Zulfi Eka Febrianti. I'm from class 336A07 with its ID 33230049. So let's start. Okay, we start from part 1. Topic 1 is teaching tolerance. Definition: teaching tolerance means helping students understand, respect, and appreciate differences among people. It encourages students to accept others regardless of their race, religion, culture, gender, language, or opinions. A tolerant classroom is a place where everyone feels respected, accepted, and safe to learn. Why is teaching tolerance important? Teaching tolerance is important because it creates a positive learning environment. It helps reduce bullying and discrimination, encourage teamwork, improve communication, and teach students to respect one another. These values are also important for preparing students to live in a diverse society. Teachers' role. Teachers play an important role in promoting tolerance. Teachers should treat every student fairly, respect cultural diversity, encourage cooperation, use inclusive learning materials, and become good role models. If discrimination or bullying happens, teachers should respond immediately and help students solve the problem respectfully. Classroom activities. These are many activities that teachers can use to teach tolerance. For example, students can work in mixed groups, discuss cultural diversity, participate in role-playing activities, or present information about different traditions. These activities help students understand and appreciate each other's differences. Conclusion. In conclusion, teaching tolerance creates a classroom where students feel respected, valued, and included. When students learn to respect difference, they can build better relationships and become responsible members of society. Okay, next, the second topic, helping students handle anger, frustration, and aggression. First, let's understanding the meaning of these emotions. Anger is a normal emotion response when someone feels treated unfairly. Frustration happens when students cannot achieve their goals. Aggression is a behavior that might hurt other people either physically or verbally. Teachers need to help students express these emotions in healthy and positive ways. Causes. There are many reasons why students become angry or aggressive. Some common causes include family problems, academic pressure, conflict with friends, low self-confidence, stress, and poor emotional control. Understanding these causes helps teachers provide the right support. Strategies. Teachers can use several strategies to help students. First, remain calm when students become emotional. Second, listen carefully and allow students to express their feelings. Third, their emotional regulation techniques such as deep breathing or counting to 10. Teachers should also use positive reinforcement and work together with parents and school counselors when necessary. Example. For example, imagine a student becomes angry after receiving a low test score and throw a book. Instead of shooting at the student, the teacher should stay calm, speak privately with the student, listen to the student's feeling, and help create a plan for improvement. This approach teaches students how to manage their emotion more effectively. Conclusion. To conclude this topic, helping the student manage their emotions creates a safer and more positive classroom. Students who can control their emotions are more likely to learn effectively and build healthy relationships. Okay, next, topic 3, disruptive behavior. Disruptive behavior refers to action that interrupt the teaching and learning process. Example include talking during lessons, interrupting the teacher, making inappropriate comments, using mobile phones, or disturbing classmates. These behaviors can reduce learning effectiveness for everyone. Causes. There are several possible causes of disruptive behavior. Students might feel bored, lack motivation, seek attention, experience learning difficulties, or have personal and family problems. Teachers should try to understand the reasons before deciding how to respond. Strategies. To manage disruptive behavior, teachers should establish clear classroom rules and apply them consistently. Teachers should also provide positive reinforcement, make lessons more engaging, build positive relationships with students, and communicate with parents when necessary. These strategies help create a more organized and supportive learning environment. For example, if a student frequently talks during class, the teacher can remind the student about the classroom rules, redirect the student attention to the lesson, praise good behavior, and discuss the issue privately after class. This approach is more effective than simply giving repeated punishment. Okay, next. Conclusion, overall, effective classroom management requires patience, consistency, and good communication. By promoting tolerance, helping students manage their emotions, and handling disruptive behavior appropriately, teachers can create a classroom that is safe, respectful, and productive for every student. Okay, we next to part 2 is solving the problems. Problem 1, Ms. Johnson and Alex aggressive behavior. Now I will continue with part 2, which is solving classroom management problems. The first case is about Ms. Johnson, a 5th grade teacher. She has a student named Alex who often shows aggressive behavior. He interrupts lessons, talk back to the teachers, and sometimes becomes physically aggressive towards his classmates. Even though Ms. Johnson has already used classroom rules, consequences, and positive reinforcement, Alex's behavior has not improved. To solve this problem, I suggest 3 strategies. The first strategy is positive behavior support. Ms. Johnson can create a reward system for Alex. Every time Alex follows the classroom rules or behaves appropriately, he should receive prize or a small reward. This strategy encourages positive behavior and motivates him to make better choices. The second strategy is social and emotional learning, or SEL. Ms. Johnson can teach Alex how to recognize and manage his emotions. For example, she can teach deep breathing, counting to 10, or expressing feelings with words instead of using aggression. This helps Alex develop self-control. The third strategy is working together with parents and the school counselor. By communicating regularly with Alex's family and counselor, Ms. Johnson can better understand the causes of his behavior and provide consistent support both at school and at home. Okay, next problem 2, Mr. Smith and off-task behavior. The second problem is about Mr. Smith, a 7th grade math teacher. Several students are often off-task during lessons. They daydream, chat with their classmates, and use their phones instead of paying attention. This behavior disrupts the learning process and affects the whole class. There are 3 strategies that Mr. Smith can apply. First, he should use interactive teaching methods. Activities such as group discussion, educational games, quizzes, or problem-solving tasks can make students more interested and actively involved in the lesson. Second, Mr. Smith should set clear classroom expectations. He needs to remind students about the classroom rules, such as putting away their phones, listening carefully, and participating actively. Clear expectations help students understand what behavior is acceptable. Third, she should provide positive reinforcement. Students who stay focused and complete their work student receive prize of rewards. Positive reinforcement motivates students to continue showing good behavior and encourage others to follow their example. Next, last problem is Miss Brown and Jack's disruptive behavior. The last problem is about Miss Brown, an 8th grade English teacher. She has a student named Jack who often talks out of turn, makes inappropriate comments, and distracts other students, although Miss Brown has given verbal warnings and changed his seat. His behavior has not improved. To solve this problem, I recommended 3 strategies. The first strategy is to develop a behavior intervention plan. Miss Brown can set specific behavior goals with Jack, explain the consequences of disruptive behavior, and provide rewards when he follows the classroom rules. This helps Jack understand what is expected of him. The second strategy is to build a positive teacher-student relationship. Miss Brown should spend time talking with Jack, listening to his concerns, and showing that she cares about him. A positive relationship can increase trust and reduce disruptive behavior. And the third strategy is to keep Jack actively engaged during lessons. Miss Brown can ask him questions, assign him classroom responsibilities, or involve him in group activities. When students are actively engaged, they are less likely to disrupt the class. Okay, thank you for your attention. Bye bye.